Hey there YouTube, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the Sonic Boom vlog, finally. Yeah, what happened was on Saturday my VCR chewed up the tape I was using to record the episode, so I couldn't watch it. I had to wait until yesterday when somebody had uploaded the video to YouTube and I was able to actually see it. It doesn't count as piracy because I do legitimately have it, it just it's taking its sweet time to come on demand, so I couldn't actually watch it on my TV set. Alright, so this was the Lightning Bowler Society. It was an episode that focused on the Lightning Bolt Society. Now, I actually watched the episode last night and didn't have a chance to record this vlog, so I took notes. So if you see me peeking to my side, that's because I'm looking at my screen to remind myself. So the episode actually starts pretty abruptly with the Lightning Bolt Society just coming up with their most masterful evil plan yet, hurling month-old fruitcakes at the town. And they have a giant catapult launching big square fruitcakes at Sonic and his friends. And these fruitcakes have impact. As a joke, they saw Knuckles pick up a huge boulder and fling it with one hand. But then when he goes to pick up one of their fruitcakes, he struggles to get it off the ground and onto a table. So Knuckles says, "Hey, anybody want a snack?" So Sonic and his friends actually have tea. Apparently they're eating one of the fruitcakes. I'm guessing maybe they had to like dip it into tea. How did they cut them into portions? When they to be elegant, you gotta put your pinky out. So Amy, of course, puts her pinky out on her hammer, which she smashes on the ground, sending out a shockwave, which sends the Lightning Bolt Society and their catapult flying into the air. That is the most power I've ever seen Amy produce with her hammer. I mean, that was pretty darn impressive, and it was just a throwaway gag. Like, why doesn't she do this more often? Okay, so what happened after that? Oh yes. So the Lightning Bolts realize that they're not very good at villainy because it's something like their 80th consecutive loss when they decide to see what else they're good at. And they conclude that the only thing that they're really good at is looking good and matching outfits. So they decide to become a team. And they do a bowling. They become a bowling team. They're bowling now. So yeah, they're bowlers. So they beat the 1%ers, which is you know, the rich people in the town, like the Lady Walrus and others, and like, oh, how will we ever get over the sting of defeat? And like, well, we could all go for a swim in our riches to the money bin. Woohoo! That's a DuckTales reference for you. Okay, let's see. So Sonic's team, seeing the Lightning Bolt Society is actually pretty good at this, they decide to challenge them to a game. Sonic's team is called the Pin Dashers. It's a pun on Spin Dashers. Kind of works. It actually works really well. That is an A-OK perfect pun. What else happened? Oh yeah, so we get a montage of the game going on with a sound alike of Push It to the Limit, which, that is an internet meme song. I remember my first experience with the Push It to the Limit song. That was with Mullet Man. It all started with this newspaper article that said, it was a newspaper ad like, wanted, someone to go back in time with me. Must bring your own weapons, safety not guaranteed, I've only done this once before, and then there was some contact information. And this is back, again, like, You're the Man Now Dog, because they have referenced You're the Man Now Dog before, so, it became this huge meme where they basically show that ad, and then show this guy with a mullet photoshopped into a whole bunch of historical photos, Forrest Gump style, like the Mullet Man has gone on time-traveling adventures. And it's never actually specified if he actually got someone to go back in time with him. But hey, push it to the limit. So the thing is, all 4 members of the Lightning Bolt Society are actually really good when it's shown, like, although Sonic is an amazing bowler, and even though Tails' technique is amateurish, he still gets strikes. It's shown that Knuckles is a bit clumsy, and Styx isn't quite as good. In fact, they show when Styx knocks over only half the pins, she charges him and physically attacks him with her fists, and they have to drag her out. Yeah, I can see Styx doing that. She probably thinks that those pins are some kind of alien life form sent to disrupt her ability to play. Alright, so let's see what happens. Oh yeah, when the Lightning Bowlers beat the Sonic team, Sonic challenges them to a rematch. There's some throwaway gags, but basically they're challenging them to a fight a week for next Thursday. And the Lightning Bowlers actually get quite a huge degree of fame. There's a new menu at Mad Burger. It's called the Lightning Bowlers Beef Bowl, which doesn't contain any actual beef, tastes horrible, and is served on a plate instead of a bowl, but still, Dave is honored. And, what happens? Oh yeah, Sonic makes fun of the fast food tie-in, to which I can reference there have been at least 3 Sonic the Hedgehog McDonald's Happy Meal promotions. The first one being back when Sonic 3 came out, they released some toys based off of it. And then the other 2 being actually fairly recently, within the past, I'd say 5 or 6 years, where McDonald's did this twice, where they had these little Tiger Electronic style LCD games, which were in the Happy Meals, which were based off of Sonic games. There was like a Sonic kart racer thing, and a Knuckles rail grind where you have to jump over holes, and a Rouge and Amy Extreme Beach Volleyball, really. And yeah, they did it twice, so that's 3 fast food tie-ins that Sonic has been involved in that I can remember straight off the top of my head. If any of you remember that there was another Sonic the Hedgehog themed fast food tie-in, let me know. Because I might actually have to go on eBay and see if I can find those old promotional things. Okay, so what happened after that? Oh yeah, so, Stacy starts dating the tree guy, who shall be from here on referred to as the Chameleon, because he changes colors. He doesn't change colors, because he's a master of disguise. I remember, they originally said that the zipper on the tree costume was stuck so he couldn't get out of it, but apparently that's been fixed and he just likes dressing as trees, because he actually has a lot of different tree disguises in his house, which he varies around. So, who knew? Alright, so... Oh yeah, this is also proof that Stacy is a thing. So, because we saw Percy and Stacy both in the audience at the... Ew. We saw both Percy and Stacy at the audience in the bowling game, but here it's Stacy that's actually fangirling over the Lightning Bolt Society. She sounds similar to Percy, but she has a definitely different speaking timbre. Like, if Percy is more of a tomboyish personality, Stacy definitely sounds like she's supposed to be girlier. Like I swear that there's some parts where the voice actress is making herself try to sound seductive. So yeah, we have confirmation that Percy has at least one identical sibling. Now, if we can only confirm if the other 3 from the Justin Bieber concert were actually people, or if they were just copy-pasting the same few characters over and over again. I need to know, does she have a sister, or is she like a Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny type thing, where you have a huge family of identical kids that all have the same name? Because that would kind of be funny. I'd love to see like a Stacy's family reunion where a whole bunch of girls that look identical to each other, and like all the guys in the village are just gawking because from what they show, Stacy's actually pretty attractive and everyone's always trying to get with her. Okay, so I went off on that. Oh yes. So this show, they have a scene where the Go-Go-Boys are being famous, like they get on Comedy Chimp's show and all this good stuff is happening to them. Sonic is compulsively practicing at the bowling alley because he can't stand the fact that he lost. This is actually very interesting. It's a legitimate character flaw for Sonic. Because, you know, Sonic... a lot of people have said that Sonic is kind of an asshole in this show. I don't really think that. He has an ego, but it's not like he's a jerk. However, there is one legitimate flaw about Sonic, and that's he really doesn't know how to lose gracefully. Which makes perfect sense, because he's good at everything. He he's a superhero. He has legitimate super speed. He's always able to overcome anything just by virtue of the fact that he's super fast. He's just not used to losing. So when he actually does legitimately lose, and the reason for his loss is because he wasn't as good, because someone else was better than him and they beat him without cheating in any way, then he can't process that. He's just not used to it happening. This is actually a pretty common trait. It's like it's actually a thing, like, if all you've ever done is succeed, then you don't know how to fail. So yeah, this is a genuine, real character trait flaw. So yeah, I kind of dig that. Sonic cannot accept loss easily. That's a perfectly good thing. Okay, although it should be noted that the ones who really need to practice are Knuckles and Sticks, and we only see Sonic rolling the ball down that alley. So Sonic's already good. He does. I mean, every frame they showed him bowling, he got a strike. So there's really nothing he can do to improve. He should be grilling. This scene should have been him grilling Knuckles and Sticks to train to the point where they weren't having fun anymore. But I guess they want to show that he's a bad loser, but they don't want to make that, like, this is the Lightning Bolt story. This isn't Sonic. This isn't My Little Pony. Sonic isn't going to go on a journey of self-discovery and realize his flaw within himself. Because, that is totally what would have happened if this was an episode of My Little Pony. Like, Twilight Sparkle would have lost at something because her friends weren't as good as her, and she would have challenged them to improve, and she would have pushed them until they weren't having fun anymore. Actually, I think they kind of already did this in that one episode where Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy were really good at that hoofball game or something. I think, yeah, and Rainbow Dash and Applejack pushed them, and they stopped having fun with the game. Yeah, I'm talking about Sonic Boom, I'm not talking about My Little Pony. Where was I? Oh yeah, Percy becomes Stacy. Sorry, I wrote down Percy by mistake. Stacy becomes Yoko Ono. She's dating the tree guy, and she thinks that he's so awesome that he's the real reason the Lightning Bowler Society is so successful, and that everyone else is holding him back. So she totally Yoko Ono's the group. They break up Beatles style, and they all try to have solo careers. The Chameleon, he stays as a bowler and keeps his success as a bowler, even though he's a solo act. Dave, he renames the Lightning Bowlers Beef Bowl into the Dave the Intern Beef Bowl, but it doesn't sell as well. They got like 10,000 unsold plates of it. The Crooked Tooth Walrus guy tries to sell. He goes onto a QVC style network and tries to sell bowling ball earrings that weighs 16 pounds. Oh, the poor sheep girls pulled off the stage by them. Poor thing. And the Weasel Bandit tries to form his own bowling group, the Weasel Bandit and the Weasel Bandits, but then one of the other Weasel Bandits is like, why do you get top billing? And they start fighting each other, because, Weasel Bandits. Are weasels particularly ill-tempered creatures? I don't really know much about weasels. Alright, so finally, Eggman shows up. It seems that while Sonic was distracted trying to improve his bowling game, Eggman was able to come up with an ingenious plan, and he comes in with the robot. And I think it's, what do they call it? Destructibot? It's the robot with the tank treads and the big Cyclops eye. I'm like, but you've already used that robot. You keep on using the same ones all the time. Why don't you come up with anything original? Hey, do you have any idea how expensive it is developing new robots every week? This is actually very true, because animation is expensive, especially CGI animation like this. Making whole new 3D models and rigging them for animation actually costs quite a lot. So, of course, any show working on a modest budget so that they can remain financially successful and not get canceled by the network at the first opportunity is going to try and make their show as cost effective as possible. So of course they're going to, even for new robots, they're going to reuse assets as much as possible. This is a thing. A very good thing. A very good animation reference. Like 20, hey, animation's expensive, man. Stop being so whiny. Maybe maybe if we weren't so terrified that the Cartoon Network, which has already banished us to the Boomerang Network, wouldn't even think twice about canceling our show the same way they did Thundercats or you know, anything else, like, you know, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so yeah, so they're fighting, and and all the lightning bolts. Because they broke up, Sonic wasn't able to get his rematch, and he's having a complete mental breakdown. He's twitching, his tongue's hanging out, he's going nuts. So he and his friends are trying to get the Lightning Bolt Society to get back together so that they could have their rematch, and Sonic can stop having night terrors about this. So because of this, when Eggman attacks, all the Lightning Bowlers are reunited into one group. But they are not really getting back together, and Sonic and his friends are fighting the giant robot, and the Lightning Bowlers see, you know what? We may be successful as bowlers, but we really had fun when we were villains. We enjoyed ourselves. So Stacy tries to convince the tree guy to stay with her and continue his illustrious bowling career, to which he says this chameleon can't change his colors, and he's going to unite with his friends and become unsuccessful villains again. So they throw bowling pins at Sonic and his friends while they're fighting the robot, but they keep on accidentally sabotaging the robot itself, and the robot gets disabled, and they're able to fight it off. And Eggman, he curses the Lightning Bowlers for being incompetent and flies away. But the Lightning Bowlers are like, at least we are doing what we love. And then Sonic puts up a fighting stance, and they all run away like cowards. And I was like, I may not be able to beat them at bowling, but at least I can beat them in a fight. Although I really want to beat them in bowling. So yeah. Yeah, so Sonic is probably still going to be having nightmares for weeks about losing to the Lightning Bowler Society. But, you know, he can always take solace in the fact that he can at least beat them up. And holy crap, that's what bullies do. What bullies, who can't take the fact that they aren't as good in certain subjects as the kids that they pick on, compensate by beating them up instead. Sonic's a bully. Although he didn't actually beat them up, so I guess he falls just shy of it. Like, this is just weird. Anyway, this episode was legitimately pretty darn good. It's nice to see that that you can give characters different motivations to do things. Like the Lightning Bolt people, they fight. They realize that they're bad at villainy, so they tried another thing, and they saw modicum of success with that thing. But in the end, to thine own self be true, you know? Do the thing that you like to do. Meanwhile, Sonic is... I love that they gave Sonic a legit character flaw. That's awesome. So yeah, this episode was pretty funny. I liked it. And I also like confirmation that Percy and Stacy are two different people. That's just wonderful. Alright, so, hopefully, there won't be a delay when I do my vlog for next week's video. So, let's hope that happens. Well, or it doesn't happen, however it works. See ya!